Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 61 of Super Sam Sports Encore podcast. This is a watch party of the Baylor Bears technically this is a watch party of the second half of the Baylor Bears and the BYU Cougars. This is a watch of the rest of this game. For those who were just watching in the last live stream, episode 60 of Super Sam Sports Encore podcast. It was a watch party of the 11 ranked Kansas Jayhawks and the UCF Knights, plus also the Baylor Bears and the BYU Cougars of the first half of that game. So, yeah. And now we're watching the remainder of this Baylor BYU game on this news stream. So, yeah. Let me quickly let everybody know that I'm live again. Alright, here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright. 17 minutes left in the game. It's BYU over Baylor 51-40 by 11 points right now. By an 11-point lead right now. For those who missed it in the last live stream, in the last live episode 60, I made some notes here, and these are notes of your guys's, the audience. So in this case, you guys, your guys's song requests. So far we got Pentatonic's Imagine, which I will be doing this Thursday. Poe request Nini. And then Daddy requested in the last live episode 60, a few seconds ago. Well, actually, that just ended a few seconds ago. Which was Neil Diamond, Sweet Carolina. And then another Nini request, Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, Be Happy. So yeah, that's so far what we got. And yeah, I'm still waiting for people like Mom and other people to say their requests and stuff, but that's so far what we got. We got 2 requests from Nini, which was Pentatonic's Imagine and Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, Be Happy. And then we got Daddy's reaction, which is Neil Diamond, Sweet Carolina. So yeah. The North Carolina Tar Heels lead the Pitt Panthers with 15:50 to go in the game at 49-47. $15.59 to go in the game, 51-45. BYU Cougars over Baylor Bears. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I changed again. Sorry, guys. I was getting hot in the long sleeve shirt because I also have these Adidas pants on, and with the texture of these, plus also with the material of these pants, plus also that long sleeve shirt, you get really hot in that combination, especially in a air conditioned house. Already air conditioned house as it is. 15 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the game. It's 51-46. BYU over Baylor. Baylor's trying to come back here. BYU hasn't scored a single point besides 51 so far. Baylor with the dunk. VJ Edgecombe. 51-48. That's for a one possession game. That was actually Joshua John Wooner. My bad. It was not VJ Edgecombe. That was Joshua John Wooner. All right, back to a one possession game, 3-point game. BYU for 2, and now it's 2 possessions again. 14 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game. BYU leads at Baylor. That was at Cannon Catchings for BYU. BYU now leads Baylor with 14 minutes 40 seconds to go in the game, 53-48. 53-48. Nini's in the chat. Nini's in the chat. Shout out to Nini. You missed it, Nini, but I was able to write down notes on my notepad of what the audience has so far requested. Sam didn't say that. Oh yeah, my name's Super. I don't know why, but my name's Super. I'm back in Riverside. Riverside's working now, so things might be a little bit more different now since I was live streaming on YouTube for a little bit. But I was able to make some notes of the audience song request so far, and we got your request, which was Pentatonics Imagine, which I'll do this Thursday. Then we got your other request, which is Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bobby McFerrin. And then we got Daddy's request. Daddy's request, which I'm actually not that upset about. It's actually Daddy requested Sweet Carolina by Neil Diamond. So I'll do that at some point. I don't know when. I might not get to them like quickly, but there's a reason I wrote them down so that way I remember them and I know to get to them eventually. So yeah. But yeah, I'm still waiting. Cannon catchings with a big dunk or something for BYU. 58-51 BYU for Baylor with 12 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. But yeah, what I was mentioning was I'm still waiting for like mom's request. I'm not gonna do Joe's because Joe wants me to choose for him. So I'm just gonna do that whenever I can, or whenever I think of songs to do. I'll probably do like Sound of Silence or something. I'll probably do Pentatonic Sound of Silence or something for Joe. But yeah. So Joe, I'm still waiting for Mom. Still waiting for like Nani, Daniel, a bunch of others. But once they do come out with their requests, I'll write them down here on the notepad. So on the notebook. 12 minutes to go in this game. Whoop whoop. And a turnover of BYU basketball. But yeah. But yeah, so eventually, I know we only got 3 songs on here, but eventually eventually the page is gonna fill up. I just gotta get more requests. Alright, let's look at MLB here. Huh, this is interesting. Has a front runner emerged to sign Scherzer? This is an article by Mark Feinsand. For hire, future Hall of Fame future Hall of Fame starting pitcher with a track record of excellence, a competitive fire the likes of which few have matched, and a wealth of postseason experience. On paper, Max Scherzer looks like a player who would help a number of contending teams. So why is the 3-time Cy Young Award winner still a free agent? Despite Scherzer's brilliant career, the 40-year-old is coming off of an injury-riddled season in which he went 2-4 with a 3.95 ERA in only 9 starts. His days as a 200-inning workhorse are likely behind him, but can Scherzer still provide the 140 to 150 quality innings the way he did in 2022 and 2023? Scherzer recently threw for an unspecified number of teams of Crusade Sports Performance in Florida, where he works out during the offseason. One source who watched Scherzer throw said the veteran hurler looked good. A source said, quote, "He looked like Max Scherzer. His Cy Young days are definitely behind him, but he's still good enough to be an effective starter." All right. A number of teams have been loosely connected to Scherzer this winter, though the Blue Jays the most appear to be the most serious about signing him, sources said. So that's interesting. 11 minutes remaining in the game. Possession error favors BYU 58-53. BYU Cougars over Baylor Bears. Baylor for a dunk. Josh John Warner. 10 minutes left in the game. It's 58-55. BYU over Baylor. Timeout taken here by BYU, I guess. We're taking another commercial break, though. Alright. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Let me update. Let me update the title for this live stream right here. Podcast episode 61. Watch party Baylor versus BYU. Jave 60, 61. Mom's in the chat. Shout out to Mom. Mom, have you been able to think of your song yet? Or you still have time? I know it feels like I just asked you that. But eight minutes 40 seconds to go in the game. 61-58. BYU over Baylor. Baylor for two. It's now 61-60 with 8 minutes 30 seconds to go in the game. Step back. 3 for BYU. They now lead 60. Oh, wait, just the 2. They now lead 63-60 over Baylor. 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the game. BYU for 3, air ball. Baylor for 3, air ball. That was North Carolina. BYU for 2, off the mark. Baylor defensive rebound. That's North Carolina. Jaden Nunn, Robert Wright III. Timeout taken by the Bears. With 7 minutes and 33 seconds left in this game, down 63-60 to the BYU Cougars. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see what NASCAR is up to. Alright, let's see. I don't see anything. Yeah, Mom, I was able to make notes here of so far what the audience song request is. We got Pentatonix Imagine by Nene, we got Neil Diamond by Daddy, and we got Nene's other reaction, which was Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bobby McFerrin. Again, eventually we'll get the page fully filled. Eventually. I don't know how long that'll be, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So now I'm actually able. So that way, if I don't get to it quickly, I at least have it written down so I'll remember it. Which means I'll get it to. Which basically this notepad is a sign where if I write it on here, that's a sign that I will get to the song eventually. Is basically what that means. .234 to go in the game. It's 64-6. I couldn't fully see the score. Let's check on, not check on, but let's check out some college men's basketball scores, shall we? So with 8 minutes 52 seconds to go in the game, it's 57-49. 13-ranked Texas A&M Aggies over Oklahoma Sooners. The 12-ranked Kentucky Wildcats were able to upset the 8th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers 78-73. The 7th-ranked Michigan State Spartans beat the Minnesota Golden Gophers 73-51. All that does is drop Tennessee in the rankings more. 11th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks beat the UCF Knights 91-87. The 9th-ranked Marquette Golden Eagles beat the Butler Bulldogs 78-69. The 15th-ranked St. John's Red Storm beat the Georgetown Hoyas 66-41. And the 21th-ranked Louisville Cardinals beat the Wake Forest Demon Deacons 72-59. Let's now look at hockey scores, shall we? So, it's 2-1 Capitals over Flames, end of the second. End of the first, the Golden Knights lead the Stars 2-1. End of the first, the Kraken lead the Ducks 3-2. That name's hilarious. I don't know why. The Sabres beat the Bruins 7-2. 7-2. Good lord. The Jets beat the Canadiens 4-1. And Blackhawks beat the Lightning 4-1. The Hurricanes beat the Rangers, shut out the Rangers actually 4-0. And the Islanders beat the Avalanche 5-2. Let's now look at some NBA scores. With 4:15 to go in the second quarter, it's 46-41 at Golden State Warriors over Utah Jazz. 5:24 to go in the second quarter, 53-45 Tampa Bay Bucks over Milwaukee Bucks over Portland Trailblazers. The Philadelphia 76ers beat the Los Angeles Lakers at 118-104. The Houston Rockets beat the Atlanta Hawks 100-96. The Rockets are now 32-14 overall, 17-7 on the road. Hawks are now 22-25 overall, 11-11 at home. Close that tab. 6 minutes and 36 seconds, basically 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Oh my gosh, they keep going to replay. I swear, they keep going to replay. Whoa, yeah, they're about to show it here. Oh, they're yeah. 6 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the game. 64-61. BYU Cougars over Baylor Bears. BYU shooting free throws just made the first to make it 64-61. Let's see what they do here in the last one. And they make it. It's now 65-61. 6.5 minutes to go in the game. None misses a three. Someone was called. Someone was called. Someone was called. Looks like on BYU. Because BYU's head coach is not necessarily the happiest. Oh, never mind. BYU, Baylor with the steal. Baylor for 2, plus the foul. 65-63, a chance at a 3-point play for Jaden Nunn. A chance to make it 65-64. Apparently. So Jaden Nunn, he got it. He got the 2-pointer plus the foul, but he hit his head. He fell down, hit his head, hit his face, hit his top of his lip, I guess, on the goal. So now it's now they're waiting. Now they're checking for blood. He seems good. Yeah, he looks good. Yeah, he's good. All right, 5:58 to go in the game. Let's see. Makes it 65-64, 1-point game. 5:58 to go in the game. BYU over Baylor. All right, they're taking him out of the game. He's going into. BYU for 2 plus the foul. 67-64. Chance to make it a 2-possession game. Chance to make it 68-64. With 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the game. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in this game. Cannon catching the free throw line for BYU makes it. And they lead by 4, 68-64. 2-possession game, 5:40 left in the game. BYU over Baylor. Baylor foul trouble has been Edgecombe and O'Meara. Norchat. VJ Edgecombe and Norchat O'Meara, I believe it said. Rob Wright the third. I think that was Rob Wright the third. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But he drains a 3 with 5 minutes to go in the game. 68-67 BYU over Baylor. Now 4:50 left in this game. BYU deep 3 off the mark. BYU offensive rebound. No foul called. The lob misses. Offensive rebound. Oh, they're going to check the shot clock. Okay. Currently at 10 seconds. But they're going to check to see if they need to reset it. Or anything. Reset it to anything. $11 on the shot clock. All right, here we go. BYU up 68-67 over Baylor with 4 minutes and with 4.5 minutes to go in this game. 4:35 left. BYU inbounds the ball. Out to shoot. BYU for 2. Blocked. Baylor with the steal. No foul called. Baylor basketball with a chance to get the lead back with 4 minutes to go with just over 4 minutes left in this game. 4:05 to go. Misses. BYU defensive rebound. 4 minutes left. 2-pointer is good. And they lead by 7, 70-67. 3:50 left in the game. Scott Drew will use his final timeout of the game. With 3:44 to go in the game, BYU leads Baylor 70-67. Scott Drew and Baylor takes their final timeout of the game. All right, let's see. All right. So that's interesting. So North Carolina is right now playing Pitt right now. In fact, they're like in a one possession game right now with like only like a few minutes left or something. It's very close, very exciting game. But after this game on Saturday, this Saturday, North Carolina plays uh Duke, number 2 ranked Duke Blue Devils. So, and that's like the biggest rivalry in like college basketball, arguably. So that'll be a really exciting matchup to watch. Really exciting matchup to watch. BYU for 2 plus the foul. Chance at 3-point play as they lead 72-67. Richie Saunders at the free throw line makes it. BYU leads Baylor 73-67. 3 minutes to go in this one. Baylor basketball here at the Marriott Center, home of BYU. A foul is called on BYU. A foul's on the Cougars. Foul called on the Cougars of BYU. Just a reminder, BYU is 13-6 overall, 4-4 in conference play. Baylor is 13-6 overall, 5-3 in conference play. If Baylor wins this I think. Yes. If Baylor wins this, Rob Wright the third for 3, twins it! 73-70, 2:40 left in this game. Robert Wright the third now 2 for 4 at the 3-point line, 10 points tonight for Baylor. 2:30 left in the game. BYU wins. They'll be 14-6 overall, 5-4 in conference play. Baylor would be 5-4 in conference play, 13-7 overall. If Baylor wins, BYU wins on 3. They now lead 76-70. 2:10 left in the game. If Baylor wins, they would be 14-6 overall, 6-3 in conference play. BYU would be 13-7 overall, 4-5 in conference play. A foul, looks like on BYU, with 2 minutes to go in the game. Up 76-70 over the Baylor Bears. All right, previous play is under review. I guess to see if that actually was a foul or not. I have no idea. All right. Robert Wright the third makes the first one, 76-71. He's at the free throw line for the Bears. Makes the first one now, 76-71. 2 minutes to go in the game. Goes 2 for 2 at the line there, 76-72. BYU leads by 4. Still by 2 possessions. For 2, drains it. BYU now leads 78-72 with a minute and 45 to go in this game. Robert Wright the third drains a 2. It's now 78-74, 4-point lead again. A minute and 20 to go in this one now. This is just like the Houston-Kansas game. It's coming down to the wire. And then again, this is really like every conference game. It comes down to the wire all the time, it seems like. Almost every, if not every conference game seems like comes down to the wire. .59.5 seconds to go in this one. 78-74 BYU over Baylor. Here we go. Robert Wright the third. For 2, drains it. 78-76. If I'm Baylor, I would foul right now. Timeout taken by BYU. Timeout taken by BYU. The first of the 3 timeouts. They have 2 timeouts remaining in the game. There we go. 78-76. 2-point game, 1 possession game. 2-point and 1 possession game for the BYU Cougars over the Baylor Bears. Robert Wright III scored the last 12 points for the Baylor Bears here. BYU inbounds the basketball with 35 seconds left. Now 30 to go. For 3 off the mark. Baylor defensive rebound. Misses. But the foul on BYU. 4.3 left in the game. Robert Wright III Probably in the biggest moment he's going to be in his entire career. Makes the first, 78-77. He's one shot away from potentially, maybe, just maybe, sending this game to overtime. Let's see. Makes it. We're tied. 78-78. 4.3 to go in the game. Timeout. Timeout BYU. 4.3 left in the game. Tie game. 78-78. BYU and Baylor. Here we go. BYU has one shot at this. Either they can win it here right now, or either one, BYU can win it here, right now, or two, this game goes into overtime. Or two, this game gets added 5 minutes on the game clock, and this game goes into overtime. Let's see what happens. Either okay. Well, the shot clock started before the game clock started before they even inbounded it, so did not get it off. Shot no good, and we are headed to overtime. Robert Wright III has scored Baylor's last 14 points in. Has scored the last 14 points in this game for Baylor so far. Here we go. 5 minutes on 5 more minutes put on the game clock. And here we go. This is overtime between the BYU Cougars and the Baylor Bears. BYU won the tip, and they were right there at the goal. 2-pointer. They now lead 80-78 to start overtime. That was kind of funny, but kind of dumb at the same time. Baylor's got hurt. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. For 2. Off the mark. Offensive rebound. Can't get a steal by BYU. BYU basketball with 4 minutes left in overtime. With 4 minutes left in overtime. 3-pointer BYU! They lead 83-78. 3:50 to go in the overtime. Edgecombe for 3. Big time answer there. 2-point game. 83-82. 83-81. I mean, BYU over Baylor with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in overtime. BYU for 2 is now 85-81. 3:20 left in overtime. That was Richie Saunders for the Cougars. Each team has 1 timeout remaining. Each team has 1 timeout that they can use here in overtime. Alright, Jaden at the free throw line for Baylor. 3 minutes to go in overtime. Misses the first. Still 85-81. Oh, man. Alright. Misses both. Last touch by Baylor. BYU basketball. 3 minutes left in overtime. BYU up 85-81 by 2 possessions with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the OT, aka overtime. BYU for 2. It's now 87-81. If I was Scott Drew, I would call it timeout here. I would use that 1 timeout now. Misses, but Robert Wright III is fouled by BYU, so he will go to the free throw line for 2. Jaden Nunn was at the free throw line the last time for Baylor, and he missed the 2 free throw shots that they really needed. Let's see if Robert Wright III can go 2 for 2 at the line. And maybe possibly redeem Jaden Nunn's mistake. Makes the first one. Robert Wright III, whether Baylor loses this game or not, because of course Baylor's my team. Whether Baylor loses this game or not, Robert Wright III, I have to say, has stepped up big time in this game for Baylor. I'm actually really impressed with the freshman, with the Baylor freshman so far. Baylor gets a trap in the corner on Hall for BYU. So Baylor will get the basketball. 2:28 to go in overtime. 87-83. BYU over Baylor. Baylor's got it down by a 4-point lead now against the Cougars. Let's see what they can do. Robert Wright III has it. Pass to Edgecombe. 3. Drains it. 87-86. 2 minutes left in overtime. Two minutes left. Saunders. Basket does not count. A foul on Baylor. He made the basket, but the basket does not count. He was fouled before. He was fouled before the basket. So here we go. Richie Saunders at the free throw line for BYU makes the first one. Now 88-86. Now on ESPNU and the ESPN app is Oregon State at Gonzaga. That game will come on next after this Baylor BYU game finishes, which is right now 1:50 to go in overtime. Baylor's down 89-86 against BYU. O'Meara for 3. Off the mark. BYU with the defensive rebound. A minute and a half to go in overtime. And hopefully a minute and 10 to go. And hopefully a minute and 10 to go. And then I can get a shower. O'Meara fouls BYU. O'Meara fouled out. O'Meara is now fouled out. All right, 1:09 left in overtime. Misses the first free throw for BYU. Makes the second. It's now 89-86. He's got 3 free throws coming. He's got a third one coming here. Let's see. Goes 2 for 3 at the line there. Now 91-86. BYU over Baylor. 1 minute to go in overtime. Robert Wright the third for 2. Misses, but a foul on BYU. In the meantime, Baylor saying they should look at it for they should look at it for possibly goaltending on BYU. But for right now, the foul is on. But the foul's on Saunders, BYU's Saunders. He is also fouled out. He is also like Norchad Amir. He is also fouled out of the game. All right, here we go. Robert Wright the third at the free throw line for I would assume 2 free throws, maybe. Makes the first one. It's now 91-87. He needs to make one more to make this game a one possession game again, with 53 seconds to go in overtime. 53 seconds to go in overtime. What the heck? 91-88. Eleven and a half seconds left in overtime. BYU leads Baylor 91-89. VJH coming at the free throw line for Baylor. Makes the first one to make it 91-89. Immediate timeout by BYU. So Edgecombe missed the last free throw. So it's 91-89 BYU over Baylor. 10.6 to go in overtime. And immediately a timeout called by BYU. Immediately a timeout taken by BYU. We have officially been live for an hour and 15 minutes now. NBA prospects. Oh. 2 for BYU, 1 for Baylor in NBA prospects. For Baylor, it's VJ Edgecombe. For BYU, it's Cannon Catchings and Egor Demon. How do you pronounce that last name? All right. 10.6 to go in overtime. BYU will inbound it. Time is soaking off the clock. Finally, a foul by Baylor once they were able to catch up with them, finally. 6.3 to go in overtime. 6.3 to go in overtime. 91-89 BYU Cougars over Baylor Bears. Dawson Baker at the free throw line for BYU. Let's see. Makes the first one. Now 92-89. Needs to make one more to basically seal this game pretty much. Because think about it, you only have 6.3 to go. If he makes this, it's a 2-possession game with 6 seconds left in overtime. Makes it, it's a 4-possession game. 93-89, BYU over Baylor. Deep shot! Baylor lost the touch. BYU will have the ball with 5.4 left in overtime. That's game. The BYU Cougars beat the Baylor Bears 93-89 in overtime. BYU now 14-6 overall. The first Kanan Catchings, the first player in D1 this season with 20 plus points and 100% field goal. 100% field goal percentage. BYU now 5-4 in conference play, 14-6 overall. Baylor now 5-4 in conference play, 13-7 overall. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. That'll do it for me as well. Episode 61 of Super Sam Sports Encore podcast. Watch party of the remainder of the Baylor Bears versus BYU Cougars. I'm Sam. I'll see y'all tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Time. Well, actually, I have to babysit, so I'll see you guys around like 6:15, 6:20 p.m. Central Time for a watch party of the 6th ranked Houston Cougars and the 20 ranked West Virginia Mountaineers. I'll see y'all there. Peace out, guys.